आज ही डाउटनेट ऐप डाउनलोड करें। डाउटनेट पर होगा अब आपके सभी मैथ्स, केमिस्ट्री, फिजिक्स और बायोलॉजी डाउट्स का सफाया। बस अपने क्वेश्चन की फोटो खींचो, उसे क्रॉप करो और तुरंत वीडियो सोल्यूशन पाओ। डाउनलोड नाउ।
If we talk about this question, in this question we are asked that what are the factors that affecting the rate of diffusion, right? So basically if we discuss what the diffusion is first, so diffusion is basically the movement of substance or the movement of gases, right, from the region of high gas concentration, right, from the region of high concentration basically to the region of low concentration, right? So that is basically known as the diffusion. Right, now if we discuss the factors that basically affect the rate of diffusion, so the very first factor is the pressure, right? The very first factor is the pressure. So if we discuss the pressure, right, so pressure has a great role to play in diffusion of gases, right? As the gases, right, gases, they diffuse from the region of high pressure to from the region of high pressure, right, the gases, they move, right, they move from the region of high pressure, right, from the region of high partial pressure to the region of low partial pressure, right? So the region where the pressure will be high, right, the gas will move from that particular region to the region where the pressure, partial pressure, will be low, right? Apart from this, the next factor that basically affects the diffusion or the movement the movement of gases, right? So the next factor that basically affect the rate of diffusion is the gradient of concentration, right? That's the gradient of concentration. So basically the rate of diffusion increases, right? If we talk about the rate of diffusion, right, so the rate of diffusion, it increases when there is an increase, right, when there is an increase in concentration gradient, right, when there is an increase in, right, when there is an increase in gradient of concentration, right, in gradient of concentration across the barrier, right? But the diffusion stops when the concentration of substance on either side of the barrier becomes equal. So when the equilibrium is achieved, right, then the diffusion will stop, right? Then the third factor that basically affects the rate of diffusion is basically the temperature, right? So the, if we talk about the temperature, right, so the rate of diffusion, right, rate of diffusion increases, right, increases as the temperature increases, right? So on increasing the temperature, the rate of diffusion also increases. Now if we talk about a last factor, so the fourth factor is the permeability of membrane, right? Permeability of the membrane is the another factor, right? So basically the diffusion rate, if we talk about the diffusion rate, right, so the diffusion rate will increase, right, the diffusion rate will increase with the increase in permeability of the membrane, right? As the membrane permeability increases, right, as the membrane permeability increases, the diffusion rate also increases, right? So these are the four factors that basically affect the rate of diffusion, right?
क्लास 6 से 12 से लेके नीट, IIT, JEE मेंस और एडवांस के लेवल तक 10 मिलियन से ज्यादा स्टूडेंट्स का भरोसा। आज ही डाउनलोड करें डाउटनेट ऐप या व्हाट्सएप कीजिए अपने डाउट्स 8400 400 400 पर।